The following is a presentation of ESPN on ABC.
There is no other option when you have the MVP, A'ja Wilson.
For the very first time, the Mystics are WNBA champions. We welcome you to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA presented by Google on a sweltering Saturday in our nation's capital, ready for a fun matchup between a couple of title hopefuls, the Las Vegas Aces and the Washington Mystics. Vegas led by the reigning MVP, A'ja Wilson. Meanwhile, for the Mystics, Tina Charles, an MVP herself back in 2012. Right now, the league's leading scorer. As we welcome you courtside. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco along with the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. So happy to be with you this Saturday afternoon for the WNBA on ABC. Rebecca, Washington has had to navigate a lot of injuries. They still don't have Elena Delle Donne, but they do have Tina Charles, and she has been terrific.
Tina Charles, her 11th season in the WNBA, but her first wearing a Mystics uniform, and she hasn't been a problem. For every team she has faced, she is so good in the block. Will run the floor every single time down. Can finish strong with her right. She can go left. And in recent years has added this to her game as well, the three-point shot. She has been terrific so far this season.
You see the numbers for Tina Charles, nearly 27 points per game and doing so efficiently. Meanwhile, for Vegas, the reigning MVP is A'ja Wilson, and she's off to another very strong start.
And coming off a terrific game where she helped lead the Aces to victory over New York in that game, 30 points, 13 boards. There will be times today where she will match up directly with Tina Charles. Cannot wait to see that matchup.
Taking a look at the starting lineups for the Aces. They have really enjoyed the continuing rhythm that Chelsea Gray has found with her new team. Washington, as we mentioned, still without Elena Delle Donne. No exact timetable for her return. Could be around or after the Olympic break. You see Elena in the building as the tip is won by Washington. And the Mystics control. Here is Charles. A three is short, and A'ja Wilson comes up with the rebound. Cambage using her size on Charles and flipped it up too strong.
When Cambage is on the floor, that's what Vegas looks to do. Get her the basketball. When she passes back out, they're looking back in.
And Hines Allen trying to use her quickness against the big Vegas lineup. Turned it over there. Jackie Young's pull-up rims out, and the rebound into the lap of Charles.
Contrast in styles with these two teams. Washington looks to space the floor, run up and down, take threes. Vegas looking to pound the ball inside to their bigs.
And another turnover. Williams came up with the deflection. Young unable to finish, but a foul. And free throws coming here for Las Vegas.
This is another area where Vegas excels, and that is getting to the free throw line.
Talked about the contrast in styles of play, Rebecca. Yeah, it doesn't get much different than that, huh?
Check out the pip, the points in the paint. That's where Vegas makes their living. It's not only their big scoring inside, but their guards getting dribble penetration. Jackie Young very good at drawing contact and getting to the line as well.
She's having a really strong start to the season. 14 points per game on 46% shooting. Bill Laimbeer talked about her being exactly what they hoped they were getting when Jackie Young was drafted first overall in 2019 by Las Vegas. Loves the way she's been aggressive in the mid-range. Washington turns it over again. Here comes Williams racing to the cup, and a foul called against Cloud. More free throws coming for Raquana Williams as the Mystics have not protected the basketball in the early going.
Washington with 3 turnovers already. This is a team that typically takes care of the basketball. Second fewest turnovers in the league so far this season.
And these are two very good teams at protecting the basketball. Mike Thibault a championship-winning head coach in 2019, the all-time winningest coach in league history. Vegas, meanwhile, they lead the league in assist-to-turnover ratio, and thus far, Bill Laimbeer's team with a 1.89 assist-to-turnover ratio, that would be the best mark in league history. The runner from Atkins floats in. First bucket of the game for Washington.
The degree of difficulty, not only a runner, but over 6'8" Cambage.
Here is Young, muscling through, fading, leaning, and hitting.
She's playing with a different level of confidence this season. Came off the bench a season ago. This year, starting, playing to her strengths, looking really good out there.
Here's Charles. Draws two, kicks out. Hines Allen, just her fourth game back after finishing her season in France. Still finding her rhythm. The shot has not been there thus far, but Mike Thibault has said, yeah, we know it's going to get there from Aisha. And there's an instant infusion of energy and physicality with her as Cambage hits the face-up.
And that's going to be a tough matchup because Hines Allen is Cambage's primary defender. She gives up a lot of inches. Easy look for Cambage to turn and shoot.
Here's Atkins trying to go baseline, was fouled. And that personal will be against Raquana Williams, side out of bounds for Washington.
You might see Washington at some point come with help, but on that possession, they did not. Too easy, turn over the right shoulder, finish for Cambage.
We talked with Bill Laimbeer about the way Cambage and A'ja Wilson play together, and he joked, he said, well, the pundits talk about it like a problem. Pundits like you, as Hines Allen lays it in only the way Bill Laimbeer can say it, by the way, you can imagine. And he said, but if you look at their games, you know, they really don't occupy the same space. For Cambage, everything is 6 to 8 feet in. And he's like, for A'ja, she's working more around the elbow, does not drive as much as she did in her rookie year, and is much more operating in the mid-range.
Yeah. And Wilson, a very good passer, too, when she gets it up high, looking at the high-low.
Here's Atkins around the screen, slides into the paint, finishes plus the foul. A chance for three for Ariel Atkins.
You have to love the way Ariel Atkins is playing with no fear, attacking off the dribble. This is the second time she's seen Cambage there and hasn't cared. Goes up, gets grabbed on the right arm, the lefty finishes anyway. I love the fearless nature going in the paint when you have such a big shot blocker there.
Atkins averaging 16 points per game thus far this season. This is the free throw, and the rebound taken in by Wilson. A 7-6 start for Las Vegas. The Aces 6-3 to begin the season. Washington 2-4 as Williams knocks down a triple. Here's Charles. Off one leg, Tina Charles can't hit. Cambage, a lot of size for Charles to try and shoot over. Gray, oh, nice look. Cambage just couldn't quite handle, upset with herself. Cloud, a gorgeous lead feed, and Hines Allen finishes.
Some really nice passes those last two possessions. Cambage upset with herself because she didn't handle Gray's, but Cloud with a really nice pass in transition.
Williams gets the foul against Cloud, and that is going to be number 2 on Natasha Cloud here in this first quarter.
Washington likes to run, and Cloud getting out, threads the needle, beautifully done, and this could be what it takes for Hines Allen. We've talked about how she's been struggling a bit with her field goal percentage, and easy 2 always feels good.
And Williams, this is the first free throw. Now, both of these teams, we talked about just off the top of the broadcast, they have title aspirations. They were favorites picked by many before the start of this season to be either in the finals, champions, finals contenders. Bill Laimbeer's squad thus far has gotten off to a good start. Mike Thibault's just trying to survive until he can get back Elena Deladon as Charles finishes on a nice setup from Cloud, and perhaps get back Emma Meeseman as well after the Olympics. Nothing decided, but Mike Thibault joked with us, we have the best recruiters here, and her teammates are constantly texting her. Williams can't hit the 3. Hines Allen the rebound. Lost the handle a minute. Busting it up the floor, Hines Allen floats it in. And a nice response from Washington after a slow start.
And that's one of the things Hines Allen brings from the 4 spot is this right here. Her ability to get out and transition, facilitate herself. We saw her finish and now deliver to a teammate.
A 14-11 Washington lead after they fell behind 7-2 in the early going. Wilson short, Gray tracked it, flips it, and hits it.
I've loved watching Chelsea Gray over the course of this season and see her find her footing with her new team, much more comfortable than she was early on. Cloud needed that one, Ryan. She has not been shooting well.
Natasha Cloud, to begin this season, just 26% from three-point range. Wilson flips it out. Gray given a lot of space. Short on a 3. Charles snatches the rebound. Here comes Atkins. Atkins will peel back. Hines Allen, great fake. Good setup. Atkins will fire. Too strong. Here comes Young. Jackie Young swiftly up the floor. Finds Williams on a 3. Raquana Williams with another triple.
She's the presence right now, the scoring, shooting presence from the perimeter for Vegas. They do not take a lot of threes, but wow, will open things up if they can hit them.
9 points already in the quarter for Williams as Shavante Zealous into the starting lineup. Hits the mid-range jumper. Zealous, part of Washington's response when new acquisition Alicia Clark, poor Achilles and is out for the season. Cloud gets denied, but fouled by Wilson. And Natasha Cloud is going to shoot 2. Timeout on the floor. Good action in the early going in Washington. A 3-point lead.
The WNBA on ABC is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports. In part by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And American Express. See all that you can expect when you're with Amex.
Well, today in Washington, the Mystics wearing orange warm-up shirts, raising awareness for the issue of gun violence. Natasha Cloud at the forefront of educating fans about stopping gun violence. We know what a powerful force she has been in the community on so many different levels and continues to be here in Washington, D.C.
Got our orange on today,
We have
Ryan.
our orange, too. That's right. We were both proud and happy to join the campaign.
That's right.
See Alicia Clark wearing orange as well. Boy, talking to Mike Tebow about the injury to Alicia Clark, you could tell he is still lamenting what could have been for Clark, who's been a championship player with Seattle twice as a two-way player, the way she would have fit on this Washington team. Nice cut from Williams, committed to the air, though, and Hines Allen wasn't budging. Here is Cloud, has looked really good early, and another gorgeous setup from Natasha Cloud as Hines Allen finishes.
Mike Tebow told us before the game they were going to alter some of their sets to help Natasha Cloud get going downhill. We saw that earlier, and she had a beautiful pass to a teammate who finished, and she looks really good and strong so far here.
Yeah, already 4 assists for Cloud in this first quarter. Hines Allen has 8 points and 5 rebounds as she continues to get back in rhythm after arriving late from France. Zealous again, very confident with that mid-range stroke.
Washington right now 11 of 15 for 73%. This is a team last in the league in field goal percentage.
Williams, another 3. Third triple of the opening quarter for Raquana Williams. She has 12 points in the first. Oh, nice hands by Plum, and that's going to be a foul against Mitchell as Kelsey Plum a little shaken up after banging her head against Mitchell, coming up with the deflection. Kiera Leslie into the game for Washington. Leilani Mitchell in off the bench as well. Joining Cloud, Hines Allen, and Charles. Kelsey Plum, Dearica Hamby in off the bench for Vegas. Wilson gets fouled by Charles. And Asia Wilson is going to shoot two.
I've liked the patience, though, the last two possessions by Asia Wilson, where she caught the ball, not exactly where she wanted it, passed back out. This time reposted on the elbow, which is her sweet spot.
But what a luxury, too, to have a big shooting free throws the way that Asia Wilson is. 48 of 51 on the season. She's made 17 straight. We avoid the announcer jinx, at least for one free throw. But Wilson, the only player in the WNBA who's attempted at least 40 free throws this season and is shooting at least 90%.
She's used to getting to the free throw line. Her first 3 seasons in the league averaged more free throw attempts than anyone else.
Wilson hits both free throws. Make it 19 straight makes at the line. Erica McCall into the game off the bench for Washington. Here's Atkins. Around the McCall screen. No look to the corner for Charles on a three. Gorgeous delivery from Ariel Atkins.
How about when you're big can be your spacer out in the left corner?
Williams, not that time. Weak side rebound to Leslie. Washington is 12 of 16 from the floor in this first quarter. Atkins pulls up, leaves it short. Hamby the rebound. The 2-time 6th Woman of the Year in the WNBA. Here's Hamby. He's gotten off to a tough start shooting from 3 this season. Plum will pull up. No. Rebound McCall. Ariel Atkins kicks it out. Here's Charles. Bodying into Hamby. Massaging her way down. Mitchell, no. Rebound controlled on the offensive glass. Another chance here for Washington. Charles short, and this time Wilson secures.
I'd like to see Asia Wilson get a touch. She was posting up strong the last possession. They did not get her the ball.
That leads Wilson. She's able to stay in bounds and save it. 2-for-1 opportunity here for Vegas. Wilson finishes through the contact, plus the foul. A chance for 3 for the MVP.
It's a little thing, but it's an important thing. As soon as she saw the defender on the high side, she points and toes her teammate exactly right there where she wants the basketball. It's delivered, gets a chance for an and one. Good post players show their guards exactly where they want it.
Hey, let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA schedule. Next on ABC, West to take on the Sparks in LA. Tuesday on CBS Sportsnet, Dallas and Phoenix face off in the desert at 10 Eastern. Then on Wednesday, it's Indiana and Chicago at 8 Eastern. For more on these games, go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. It has been an incredible start to the season for the WNBA. Another thrilling, riveting finish last night with Jewel Lloyd's buzzer-beating 3.
It's been really fun to watch these games early on.
Hines Allen floats it in. 10 points in this first quarter for Maisha Hines Allen. Destiny Slocum. The shot clock turned off. Pressure D from Washington. Wilson surrounded. Flips it up too strong. And a chance here for the Mystics to get a final look. Mitchell. The leaner won't go. And that'll do it for the first. The Mystics shoot 62% from the floor, a 5-point lead after 1.
We told you that Vegas can get it done inside. Well, they can also get it done from the perimeter, at least in this game. Raquana Williams with a couple. And it's not just the guards, either the bigs can drain them. Tina for 3.
We'll be back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. Second quarter in Washington, Las Vegas Aces trailing the Mystics 29-24. Raquana Williams, a monster opening quarter with 12 points, 3 threes. Raquana, what were you seeing out there to get so many good looks offensively?
Angel's Nelly screeners, so they open up a lot. When they pay a lot of attention to our post players, they open up a lot for me.
How about what Washington was able to do effectively on the offensive end and what you guys have to clean up on the defensive end?
They've been home resting. They had a week to prep for us, so we've been on the road for about a week now. So they're just running, so we got to match their energy.
All right, thanks a lot, Raquana.
Thank you.
I mean, this is a Vegas team that's at the tail end of a road trip that has been brutal, playing almost every other day. Washington's last game was at Connecticut over a week ago.
And interestingly, now Vegas is about to have the same kind of stretch that Washington's coming off of. They're going to have 8 days off following this game. They won't play till next Sunday. So Bill Laimbeer excited about the practice time that will give him. Said we haven't had a real practice in over 2 weeks, and especially with so many new pieces, which Vegas has plenty this year, Bill Laimbeer chomping at the bit for that opportunity.
Meanwhile, this past week, Washington's had what Mike Tebow referred to as a mini training camp.
Yeah. Atkins off to a really strong start. 8 points already for Ariel Atkins. Now in her 4th season in the league. The 7th pick back in 2018. Gray, nice lob, and Cam Beige finishes.
Touch every time, especially when Asia Wilson's not in the game and Cam Beige is. Vegas is looking to give her a touch every single time down the floor.
Hines Allen look back at the official wondering if she was going to get a foul, and now a defensive 3 seconds is called against the Aces.
Nice little pick and roll, and you know if you're open even for a second. Again, show the target. Cam Beige does. Chelsea Gray is going to find you every time you're open. You just have to have your hands ready to catch it.
Bill Laimbeer was talking to us about his relationship with Cam Beige. That free throw was more than halfway down and popped out. And he said it feels like Liz is probably in the best spot she's ever been in her professional career. He said his relationship with her, it's the reason it works is because there's trust there.
Yeah. He said Liz is going to be Liz. He said, but she's much calmer than she's ever been. He pointed out she only has 2 technicals so far this season.
Hines Allen is fouled. And Maisha Hines Allen will go to the line to shoot 2. So really strong start to this afternoon for Maisha Hines Allen. 5 of 6 from the floor. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. But can we also say, Rebecca, the people here at the Sports and Entertainment Center in Washington, D.C. are some of the nicest human beings we have ever met in our lives. Walking around today, obviously, everything is still a little strange to navigate with COVID protocols. And we were both blown away at the kindness of everybody in this arena.
Very impressive.
Atkins off the steal, hits the 3. And Washington with a 7-point lead here in the second quarter. 11 apiece for Atkins and Hines Allen now. Here is Young. Oh, good footwork from Young to finish, plus the foul.
But again, you see it from Vegas. It doesn't have to be their bigs. It can be their guards as well, playing the power game. This time, Jackie Young posting up on the block. Catches it and goes to work. It doesn't matter if you're a guard or a big. You get some good footwork down inside, you can score the ball. We're talking to Mike Tebow before the game about the contrast in styles, and he said, it's going to be a good test of wills. He said, we're not going to get any bigger, but we can do things that gives Vegas problems too. We can space, we can run, we can hit threes.
Mike Tebow just trying to survive this period of time. He said, we kind of look at the pre-Olympic as, hey, we want to get a lot better. We want to learn, as Charles hits the 3. And then after the Olympics, hopefully be in a place where this team can make a push. Amby, no. And a foul against Plum. Trying to work around Leilani Mitchell on the rebound.
That was a textbook box out right there from little Leilani Mitchell boxing out Kelsey Plum that whole time. She's waiting for that teammate to come in and scoop up that board, Ryan.
5'5" Leilani Mitchell. Holding off 5'8" Plum. Here's Cloud. Hines Allen. Draws 3. Still flipped it up and in. Off the window, Myisha Hines-Allen in control.
She is not tall, but wow, she is strong.
13 points already for Hines-Allen. Cam Beige literally laughing as she backed down Hines-Allen and scored. A wide grin on the face of Liz Cambage as Charles missed it wide right. Vegas likes to play with a lot of pace. Here's Plum, way off on a three. Hamby trying to save it. It's out of bounds to Washington.
I've never seen a player laughing and talking as she catches the ball. She's still having a conversation with her guard and finishes.
That was just terrific. Charles to the hook. Tina Charles, 10 points now in this first half, averaging nearly 27 per game. I mean, she is still such a dominant star in this league.
No laughing, no talking. Same result, though, right?
A travel there from Plum as Vegas turns it over. And we were talking with Mike Tebow about Tina Charles, and we said, did you know that she still had, this level of production in her? He said, oh, yeah, we felt strongly that she did. And he said, we also knew that she probably was going to come in motivated with a bit of a chip on her shoulder after the way things ended in New York. Even if she won't say it, we figured she probably would. Oh, what a move. Tina Charles shaking and finishing.
That was beautiful because so often she goes to the fade, so that's what the defender thought she was going to do, and instead slipped inside.
Cam Beige, another chance is good. Plus the foul.
A player that big, as soon as the ball leaves her hands, there's no other option than to box out and try to drive her back because she can reach over most defenders for the second look.
We already have 5 players in double figures in this game. Cam Beige, 3rd in the league in blocks per game. She's 1st in block rate, plays significantly fewer minutes than Breonna Taylor as well as Brittany Griner. Breonna Turner as well as Brittany Griner, who lead the league in blocks. But there has been some special performances thus far to begin this game. How about this move, Rebecca?
Show me some bigs. Little fade, slip, score inside. Show me more bigs. More bigs. Never enough bigs.
Let's enter the zone and take a look at Who's Hot, brought to you by DoorDash.
Well, we have a lot of players to choose from, but for now we're going with Tina Charles. She's been really good hitting from the three-point line. We know she goes right or left with the hook shot, a little slippery inside on the block. What separates Tina Charles from many other fives in the league is where she can score from. It's the perimeter, it's inside, it's going either hand, a variety of moves.
Charles reunited with Mike Tebow, who she spent a lot of time with in Connecticut at the start of her career. Already 12 points for Charles, 13 for Hines-Allen, 11 for Atkins as Wilson gets fouled. And Asia Wilson is going to shoot 2.
And I like that action for Vegas. Bring Cam Beige out because that brings the bigger Washington defender Tina Charles out with her and gives Asia Wilson the isolation on the smaller Hines-Allen.
First foul on Hines-Allen, 2 on Charles, 2 on Cloud. Hey, get access to live games on your favorite devices when you sign up for League Pass. Head to leaguepass.WNBA.com to sign up for your 7-day free trial, and don't miss a second of the action during this historic 25th season. Didn't you have an amazing overtime nugget as well, Rebecca? We were talking about the incredible finish between Seattle and Dallas last night, and Jewel Lloyd's buzzer beater as Charles pizza pies it in, plus the foul. Tina Charles.
Great drive, and we were seeing the shot chart a little bit ago. I mean, she is a threat offensively all over the floor. Pull-up game, low post game, off the dribble. Ryan, to get back to your stat.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We've had 6 overtime games so far this season.
Yep.
There were 4 overtime games last season total. 5 in 2019 and 6 in 2018, courtesy of Paul Swanson, the Minnesota Lynx analytics guru.
Wow. So we already have matched the total from 2018 and topped the total from the past 2 seasons.
That's right.
Hines Allen puts it in off a delivery from Tina Charles.
Tina Charles is as comfortable as you can get as a post player, waiting for the double team. She knew it was coming, just kept looking, waiting for the moment to deliver.
Cam Page will have a chance for 3. Boy, this has been a high-level first half.
Hines Allen is leaning and pushing and doing everything she can. Hines Allen is used to, even if she's the smaller party in the post matchup, she's used to being the stronger one. I don't think that's the case when it's Liz Cambage.
Cambage, 14 points in this first half for Liz Cambage. Hines Allen with 15 has already matched her season high. This is just game number 4 for her. Mitchell in the corner. Cloud, another gorgeous setup. That's 7 assists in this first half for Natasha Cloud. That's 15 assists already for Washington as a team. Foul here will go against Mitchell.
Yeah, once again, just a simple high ball screen for Natasha Cloud, and she makes the right decision when she gets past her defender. Like Thibault said, I want to get her going more downhill. That's when she's really playing to her strengths. She's been able to do that today.
Vegas in the bonus, hence Williams being at the line. Raquana Williams had 12 points in that first quarter. How about Williams, Rebecca, and what she brings to this Aces team, an Aces team that went to the finals last year?
Well, a team that doesn't rely a lot on three-point shooting, but it certainly will help their bigs if they can get more consistent presence from the perimeter, help to give those bigs space. And she is a player, and we've seen it today, who can do that, plus championship experience.
Hines Allen, too strong. Cloud the rebound. Here's Atkins. Atkins floats it up. Had too much on it, and Cambage secures it for Las Vegas. Gray tumbles, lost it. Charles trying to get it ahead to run the break. Cloud the flick ahead. Mitchell a 3. No. And Wilson on the rebound. Williams, step back 3, too strong, and it sails out of bounds.
Yeah, that one she should have fed inside to Liz Cambage. And Ryan, you and I did Vegas' first 2 games of the season out in Seattle. Noticeable difference to me in Cambage's ability to go longer stretches without getting tired. And Bill Lambier told us that was the case at the beginning of the season. She was going to work her way back in terms of her wind, but certainly looking better with each game.
Wow, that took a strange hop on a benign bounce pass from Cloud to Mitchell, and it turned into an easy 2 for Vegas. I'm not sure if there was some carelessness in the delivery or if it actually just took a weird hop.
Yeah. Dead spot on the floor?
Maybe. Charles? No. Here comes Gray. Pushing ahead. Her pull-up is good. Chelsea Gray can be dangerous in the mid-range. And Mike Thibault needs a timeout. A 51-47 Washington lead. 3:22 to go in the second quarter of what's been a fun first half in D.C.
You're watching ESPN coverage of the WNBA's 25th season.
On the jump, no letting up. Together on 3, 1, 2, 3, together. Oh my God! That's a great pass! Yes, Z! Yes, Z!
When Ariel Atkins came into this league 4 years ago, she was kind of a quiet, soft-spoken type of player, and it's been fun to watch her find her voice. We saw that a season ago in particular at moments when she was speaking out on behalf of the women in the league when it came to social justice. It's fun to hear that in this game as she's encouraging her teammates.
She has had a terrific first half. Wow, Charles was able to squeeze it to Hines Allen for the finish.
Really well drawn up play, knowing Tina Charles was, nice drive by Jackie Young, knowing Tina Charles was going to get doubled and that was going to come from the high post. You then have your high post teammate dive to the basket.
17 points for Hines Allen. Cambage has 14, 12 in the second quarter. Zealous short. Wilson comes up with a rebound. Jackie Young in double figures with 10, 14 for Raquana Williams. Here's Gray trying to work around Zealous. Gray's pull up, too strong, but a foul. And Shavante Zealous hit with the personal. Gray is going to shoot two.
Tina Charles has done a really nice job defensively when Asia Wilson catches it, of making her feel slightly uncomfortable. So that, she, we're used to seeing Asia catch it, make a move, go to the rim, catch it, face up, score. We've seen her pass out of it a lot when it's just been single coverage.
One other thing that just stands out today, Rebecca, and I'm sure it's standing out for you as well, as our audience has become hip to, we've broadcasted games from all over the place during this pandemic as sports has adjusted. And it's not often you're back courtside. Starting to happen, right, more and more. We're courtside for this game, getting to call it. And the talent, the skill, and the athleticism of the women in this game, it just jumps out at it in a totally different way when you're back courtside watching these incredible athletes.
When they're life size instead of a few inches tall on your screen.
Exactly. Young into the corner. Gray, the pull-up jumper rolls off. Cambage able to tap it to herself and finish. 16 in the first half, 14 in the second quarter for Liz Cambage, and this game is tied. Vegas has erased a 10-point deficit. Here's Hines Allen, the runner, rolls off. Williams the rebound. Aces want to push, 5-on-4, and a technical foul is called, I believe, against Eric Tebow, assistant coach for Washington.
You really got to be loud when you got the mask covering you, too.
I think he might have pulled it down to get his point across.
Yeah.
But interesting as well, though, because it sort of thwarted a fast break for Vegas.
This Cambage was out in front of everybody.
Young hits the free throw. How about this aspect of the first half? Vegas is now 17 of 19 from the line. Washington is 2 for 7.
We see this time after time when you watch Vegas games. They have a considerable amount more free throws than their opponents do. And it's because of the way they play.
A 13-2 Vegas run. That's a little too tall for Cambage as Vegas turns it over. Their 7th turnover of the first half. Bill Laimbeer gives that hair a nice swipe every time they turn it over. Charles straight on 3, rims off. Here comes Gray, pedaling forward. Around the Hamby screen, turns on the accelerator, but flipped it too strong. Cloud, nice setup. Charles, too strong with the left-handed hook.
Man, did you see how hard Tina Charles was working, though, to back her down in the post? Tina Charles always been a workhorse since her days at UConn.
Cambage, not that time. Hines Allen with her 6th rebound. Cloud, 7 assists in this first half. Washington with 16 as a team. Here's Hines Allen into the paint. The little push shot is good. 19 first half points for Myisha Hines Allen.
Nice trap by Vegas to get it out of her hands, but Hines Allen still got a good look.
Hey, coming up on the State Farm Halftime Report, Monica McNutt, Carolyn Peck in the studio. Give a Sky Sparks preview. Another day, another buzzer beater as well.
Myisha Hines Allen did everything you could ask defensively that time on Cambage, but Jackie Young in the right place at the right time.
13 now for Jackie Young. Slight differential, game and shot clock. Cloud Sets up Hines Allen, a free lane, and Hines Allen has 21 first half points. 2 seconds left. Gray trying to get it off. Does, and that'll do it for the first half. An exciting opening 2 quarters of basketball. Washington a 57-56 lead over Las Vegas. Aisha Hines Allen, 21 first half points. Liz Cambage, 16 herself, including 14 in the second quarter. Get ready to start the third quarter in DC. The Mystics, a 57-56 lead over Las Vegas. As we welcome you back courtside, Ryan Ruocco, alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. Really entertaining first half. And Aisha Hines Allen was just fantastic for Washington. She is featured in our Power Moments presented by Beats.
She's had a slow start to the season, only been back for 3 games before today, but there's been nothing slow about her game this afternoon. She's gotten out in transition, found teammates, scored inside. The undersized post player has taken it at bigger defenders and been able to score efficiently. What a first half so far for Hines Allen.
Aisha Hines Allen with 21 points, 6 rebounds, had been averaging just 8.7 points through her first 3 games. Mike Thibault told us, yeah, you know, she's still finding a rhythm come back from France, but he knew she was about to, and she certainly has. Meanwhile, Liz Cambage, 16 points in the opening half, including 14 in the second quarter.
Point per minute for Liz Cambage. That's pretty good efficiency.
That's pretty good math. Start of the third quarter, the 57 points for Washington. They're high in any half thus far this season. Mystics still playing without Elena Delle Donne as Cambage starts the third with a bucket.
Yeah, Tina Charles on her, slightly bigger than Aisha Hines Allen, but same result, shoot right over.
Delle Donne, Mike Thibault said no exact timetable for her return. Just doing individual work still, no team practice that she's involved in yet, as she comes back from a second back surgery. Said could be maybe at some point in the next couple weeks, could be after the Olympic break, but we just want to be ultra cautious with it. Shot clock winding down, and a foul is going to go against Hines Allen, and that will be her third.
Again, Vegas patient with their offense. Gets Asia Wilson the ball on the right block, double comes, move the ball around the perimeter, get it back to her.
You see how long it's been since Elena Delle Donne has played, over 600 days since she last played in a game. Gray hits the fall away. Chelsea Gray on the jumper.
And Ryan, of course, the question, if Delle Donne does come back, is how productive can she be?
Hines Allen couldn't finish that time over Cambage. Because if you get back MVP form Elena Delle Donne, all of a sudden Washington, no matter what the record may be at the time she comes back, they become a title contender.
Yes.
As Williams hits the leaner, and a strong start to this third quarter for Las Vegas. Here's Atkins. Atkins can't get it in over Cambage. Almost looked like everyone paused to see if there was going to be a foul called. There wasn't. Here's Young giving a lot of space. Too strong. And Hines Allen, the weak side rebound. We'll see if Washington can settle things down here. Here's Charles. She'll take a 3. In and out. Hines Allen on the offensive glass gets fouled and will shoot 2.
That shot's going to be there for Tina Charles because she's got Cambage defending her. She drops whenever there's pick and roll. Tina had an open look again. Hines Allen is a workhorse. She leads the WNBA, over 3 offensive rebounds per game.
Well, and just to sort of put a bow on that Elena Delle Donne conversation, how the pieces fit, Mike Thibault said, hey, especially if we end up getting back Emma Miesemann as well after she plays for Belgium in the Olympics and perhaps returns, that we can go super big and have Hines Allen at the 3.
Yeah.
Young Can't roll that one in. Here comes Zealous. Cloud will fire. Missed it right and long. Wilson the rebound. Cambage faces up, couldn't finish. Charles the rebound. Cloud draws two. Hines Allen short. Washington's offense not in the same rhythm it was in the first half thus far to begin the third quarter. And that's going to be an offensive foul as Hines Allen was chucked to the hardwood. And Liz Cambage gets hit with her second personal.
Yeah, Hines Allen trying to get around in front because if she gets buried, she's done. And Cambage, as she's posting up, nothing intentional, gets her with the right arm to the face.
Oh, and Hines Allen is still down, trying now to get up. And this play is going to be reviewed.
I understand that. I'm just mad about something. You know what it is.
When I was watching it live, Ryan, it certainly was a foul. I did not think it was excessive in any way. So posting up strong. Hines Allen goes down hard, but it's not because Cambage pushes her down. Cambage just posting up. I don't find anything excessive there.
Yeah, for a flagrant one, it would have to be something that's unnecessary. For a flagrant two, unnecessary and excessive.
But I mean, everything's unnecessary when there's a foul, isn't it? All right, I don't find that to be a flagrant one. Certainly not a flagrant two.
You don't think there's anything about it that is...
Hines Allen goes down hard. I don't think she goes down that hard as a result of the contact with Cambage.
Yeah. Of the grab there.
Yeah, I don't think Cambage grabs and pulls her down. She just is posting up and her arm hits her. That's how I see it.
We will see how the officials see it. Today's officials: Billy Smith, Tiara Cruz, Fatu Cisco Stevens.
After review, the play on the floor stands offensive foul.
So just a common foul. Score one for Rebecca Lobo.
Do you agree?
I do, yeah.
I'm tired of your excuses.
I don't think Mike Tebow does, though.
Of course he doesn't. I mean, Hines Allen went down really hard.
Yes. And Hines Allen is out of this game now. So Erica McCall into the game for Washington. We'll see how Hines Allen is and when she might be back on the floor. She has been such a critical piece thus far today for Washington. Atkins couldn't get it to drop. Follows it up and gets fouled by Cambage. That'll be the third personal against Cambage. And a good effort by Atkins after the miss. Washington 0 for 6 from the floor in this third quarter.
Similar looks, though, to the ones they were getting in the first half.
Here's Cloud. It looked like she had a lane and instead tossed it back to Cambage. Young, good look. Gray, catch, fire, and hit from three.
Talking about Raquana Williams and her ability to hit from the perimeter for Vegas. And Chelsea Gray can do that as well. And we've seen her time and time again hit them in the most important moments.
Charles finally knocks down the first field goal of the half for Washington. Here's Gray shoveling back. Cambage puts it in. Liz Cambage with 20 points.
Doesn't come much easier than that. And Chelsea Gray just did a great job drawing Cambage's defender and then giving her the ball.
Here's Charles trying to bang with Cambage, nearly threw it away and did.
The great wall of Liz.
Wow.
Get that ball out of there.
My goodness. Stout defense. And Vegas has come out with a different level of defensive intensity and focus in this third quarter after Washington had a season-high 57 points in the first half. Gray, the lob inside. Cambage got it to go, plus the foul.
How about that play? 3 defenders surrounding her, gets hit by at least 2 of them, and still able to finish. Great pass, of course, by Chelsea Gray. 1 body, 2 body, 3 on the arm, no problem.
And then afterwards, you know, the execution of the Cambage Plum chest bump. It wasn't easy with the height difference. They had to figure it out for a moment, but eventually did. You see Myisha Hines-Allen on the bench with looked like ice on her eye after hitting the floor.
All right, let's see the chest bump.
Figure it out, and it came right after.
Plum needed a running start.
Now they took away the bucket and said side out of bounds, said the foul was on the floor. Here's Atkins in the corner. On a 3, Ariel Atkins now with 14 points. So Cambage did not end up with that 3-point play opportunity. Foul came before the shooting motion as Wilson goes up too strong. Atkins dropped it. Young trying to pick it up and is able to for Vegas. Gray gets it back into the arms of Wilson. Now Gray will settle things down for Vegas, leading by 3, 4:30 to go in the third. Wilson, the footwork, and the foul is called. Asia Wilson is going to shoot 2. We'll step aside. Myisha Hines-Allen ready to come back in for Washington. That's good news for the Mystics.
The WNBA on ABC is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports.
Well, Tina Charles has significantly increased her scoring this season. You see essentially 10 points more per game since she last played in 2019. Which brings us to today's Did You Know, presented by Google. For today's search, we want to know who has the all-time WNBA record for most points per game increase between seasons.
Okay, I don't know.
You don't know. Rebecca doesn't know.
I don't know.
I can attest to that.
Can I guess?
You can guess, yeah.
Could be Myisha Hines-Allen from a season ago. Could be Benijah Laney from a season ago to the previous year. But I know it's not somebody going from 16 to 26. It's going probably single digits to double digits.
Right. I think those are good guesses. Without knowing the answer myself, I think those are good guesses.
I think they're good guesses. Now it's time for everybody at home to go to the Google.
Yeah. I was thinking this morning, I Googled like 5 or 6 things. I was, what was life like before Google?
You know, it was a library. It was microfiche. It was encyclopedias.
I like the Google life. Gray comes up with a steal. Here's Plum. Wing 3 won't go. Rebound Hines-Allen back into the game after taking that shot from Liz Cambage. Good news for Washington. Hines-Allen, 23 points, 8 rebounds in this game. Atkins has 14 points. Cloud has 10 assists. Here's Mitchell on a 3.
Yeah, the way Vegas is playing defensively on the right side of the floor. If Washington continues to reverse the basketball, they will get that shot or Cloud in the left corner.
69-67, Vegas in front. Wilson, no. Follows it up. Another chance is no good. Rebound, Charles. Here comes Washington. Atkins, the shake. Tried to squeeze it to Hines-Allen, who draws the foul. And Hines-Allen will shoot 2. All right, here's the answer to the Google Did You Know? Who has the all-time WNBA record for most points per game increase between seasons? My partner nailed it. Myisha Hines-Allen, 14.7 points per game more in the 2020 season. And you know what? Your other guest, Benijah Laney, on the list as well.
Well, you know, what makes the original one, or this year, so impressive is we're talking 16 to 26.
Right.
You know, those are players who, you know, got a lot more minutes. Their role changed. Tina Charles just, in her 11th season, doing that? Come on.
You see the numbers for Hines Allen, 2.3 points per game in 2019, and then in the Wubble, averaged 17 points per game. Helped get Washington into the playoffs, even though they did not have Tina Charles, Natasha Cloud, or Elena Delle Donne last season in the Wubble.
Second in voting for most improved player, Hines Allen was a season ago. I mean, she was remarkable. I don't know that most people expected that kind of performance out of her.
69 all. Plum coming off the bench this season for the Aces. Wilson forced it up. Good D there from Tina Charles.
Really good D. She's been making things difficult for Asia all game.
Hines Allen storms in, couldn't finish. Nice defense on that end from Asia Wilson and De'Erica Hamby. Here's Young from 13. She got it to go. Well, Bill Laimbeer called Jackie Young one of the top 3 mid-range players in the league to us before the game.
It's her strength is one of the reasons she's so good. Getting her shoulder square, absorbing contact.
Atkins got fouled and is going to go to the line.
All game long, when Tina Charles has had the defensive assignment on Asia Wilson, for the most part, help hasn't come. And as soon as Asia Wilson catches the ball, you see Tina. She just gets her hands off, gets ready, moves her feet, stays upright. Asia Wilson is really good against most defenders, getting by, stepping through, getting a clean look at the basket. Tina's made her life difficult.
Asia just 1 of 9 from the floor in this game. And that's something Bill Laimbeer talked to us about before the game. We said, you know, he said, I have so many players who are used to scoring 20 points a game around there. And said, you have conversations with them? He said, yeah, I tell them, you know, winning is the only priority. And because we have the depth that we have, there's no pacing yourself. He said, if you're not getting off, that's okay, because somebody else is, and we'll ride the hot hand.
One of the things, too, that I like, he said, you know, in pro sports, players are measured by their numbers. You see Chelsea Gray going for the 3, and he said, I measure it by wins and championships.
Cambage on the finish. Liz Cambage, 22 points, 7 rebounds. A 2-point Vegas lead. Here's Mitchell. Cloud told Hines Allen, redirected. Hines Allen across her body, left it short. And now the Aces looking to push. Cambage back to work. Draws 2, finds Young. Her 3 is good. That's the next element of Jackie Young's game. Improving from 3, something Bill Laimbeer said is coming for Jackie Young.
Yeah, continues to work, continues to add things to her game.
Wow, that is some strong D from Cambage. Charles thought she was fouled. Hamby can't slide it in. Cambage cleans it up.
She's just too big. Myisha Hines Allen is strong, but she cannot box out Liz Cambage enough.
Mike Tebow going to take a timeout, a 7-0 Vegas run to give them a 7-point lead.
Jackie Young, we've talked about her mid-range. Well, the ball goes into Cambage. Young's defender goes off because you can roll those dice, but not on that possession. And then Myisha Hines Allen, she's trying, but Liz Cambage is just too much. Too much size and able to get the offensive board.
24 points now for Cambage. Hey, tomorrow we'll have game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Hawks and the Sixers at 1 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app. And then it's game 7 between Luka and the Mavs, Kawhi and the Clippers. Our coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 12:30 Eastern. It should be an incredible day of playoff basketball on ABC. Atkins ends the 7-0 run with that jumper.
Pretty nice mid-range game herself.
18 points now for Atkins. On 7 of 14 shooting. That one is going to be kicked back. Corralled by Hines Allen. Here comes Washington. Cloud doesn't have numbers, so wisely waits. Also, essentially has no difference between game and shot clock. Atkins trying to shake free of Young, and Young gets called for the foul. Boy, that was some good D from Jackie Young, but eventually got called for the personal, and that is going to put Washington at the line. Atkins will shoot 2.
When Bill Lambier was talking to us about Jackie Young and her mid-range game, he also talked about how improved her defense has been this season. We saw an example of it there. It finished in a foul, but it was solid.
Atkins hits the first. Ariel Atkins 1 free throw away from a 20-point afternoon. Teresa Plaisance into the game for Washington as Tina Charles gets a breather. Just 2 free throws in the quarter for Vegas. Washington now 8 of 8 from the line in the quarter. Big disparity from what happened in the first half. Here's Plum, the leaning 3 is short, and that'll do it for the third quarter. The Aces outscore Washington by 4 in the frame. Las Vegas a 3-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter in DC. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA presented by Google. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. Vegas a 3-point lead on Washington. Myisha Hines-Allen, 25 points, 10 rebounds thus far for Washington. Myisha, 4th game back after coming back from France. What are you finding for yourself out on the floor today?
The basket. Tina demands a lot of attention on the offensive end. So I'm just trying to dive. In previous games, I was staying out trying to shoot the jump shot. Now I'm diving and she's finding me. So yeah, the layups. That's what I'm finding today.
It's obviously a difficult challenge dealing with the size of Liz Cambage inside. You took a hit to the eye before from her. What are you guys going to have to do defensively to keep her in check in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we got to know that they want to get her the ball, her and Asia the ball. So we just got to play, make sure they pass it in, dig on them, and then hopefully they kick out and make them hit jump shots this last quarter.
All right, thanks a lot, Myisha.
Thank you.
Well, Myisha Hines-Allen with 25 points, 10 rebounds, and a little bit of a clock issue, scoreboard issue here. So an extended break between the third and the fourth quarter as Asia Wilson will begin the fourth on the bench. Teams huddle back up as they try and remedy this scoreboard issue. I think, Rebecca, I could be wrong, but I think the issue was they were stuck on third quarter and no time on the clock up on the board. They've just changed it so that it says third quarter and 10 minutes up on the scoreboard in the arena, but they obviously would like to move that to fourth quarter and 10 minutes remaining.
But as clock issues go, that's a minor one. I would say most, maybe not all, but most of the players out here know it's the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Well, that gives us an opportunity to let you know there's another game coming up on ABC this afternoon, so don't go anywhere. Courtney Vandersloot, 4th in WNBA history in career assists. She leads the Sky against the LA Sparks out in LA. That game coming up following this one on ABC.
Chicago has lost 6 in a row, some of them in heartbreaking fashion.
We called the one on Tuesday night. Shocking, heartbreaking fashion with Kia Nurse's buzzer beater as Hines-Allen can't bank it in. Cambage the rebound. Plaisance getting some more minutes here in this fourth quarter. They fixed the scoreboard, by the way, Rebecca, too, in case you were still concerned.
And if there was any players that didn't realize it was the start of the fourth, though, Rye, they still don't, because they're not looking at that part of the scoreboard.
Foul called there against Hines Allen. That will be her fourth, as Ariel Atkins is called for the kick.
Mike Tebow buying time for Tina Charles to get a little extra rest. Bill Lambier buying time for Asia Wilson to get a little extra rest around the quarter break.
Tebow seemed very happy on the bench there. That's a big smile.
Nothing was bigger, though, than Cambazia's smile posting up in the first half.
Here's Young, mid-range. Yes. It took a long vacation on the rim and then finally came home. Good hands from Young, Jackie Young, having a big afternoon, extending what has been a really impactful start to the season. Catch, fire, and a connection for Williams.
Can we discuss the duck by Liz Cambage? She knew her teammate was behind her. That ball was coming at her head. She ducked it just the right time so that Williams could get the open look.
An 8-point Vegas lead. That's a new level of awareness for a post.
Well, you know your offensive set. You know where your teammate is here. The ball's going to come. Watch Liz Cambage. Duck, there it goes. Assist Liz Cambage.
Not everybody has to worry about that kind of thing. Charles can't finish. Cambage having a terrific afternoon. A double-double now, 24 points, 10 rebounds. Plum trying to work it into Cambage. Has size on Plaisance. Cambage a little too strong. Rebound lands in the lap of Cloud. Cloud will fire a three. No. Rebound Charles. Another chance here for Washington. Plaisance can't finish. Plaisance coming around for the steal. But a whistle and a foul against Cambage. It'll be her fourth.
Great hustle by Teresa Plaisance as she comes in, hits the ball. I'm a little surprised they call that one.
I'm with you, partner.
Yeah.
Shavonte Zellers will come spell Ariel Atkins. Asia Wilson back in for Las Vegas. 11 rebounds for Wilson, just 1 of 9 from the floor in this game thus far. Charles could not get it over Cambage, thought she was hit. Here comes Williams flashing down the floor, bodies in, and gets fouled. And Raquana Williams is going to shoot two. And Elena Deladon, demonstrative on the sideline, trying to explain to the officials how she felt Tina Charles was hit on the other end. I think Mike Tebow was going with the, this didn't happen on this end, and then this did on this end.
Yeah.
Williams goes 1 for 2 from the line. 20 points for Raquana Williams, 20 for Jackie Young, 24 for Liz Cambage. 25 for Myisha Hines-Allen, 20 for Ariel Atkins. Vegas has its largest lead. It didn't last long as Zealous hits another mid-range jumper. Nice denial there from Plaisance, and a chance here for Washington in transition. Mitchell. Into Charles. Tina Charles kicks. Good movement. Zealous. No. Long rebound. Flag down by Young. And that one's going the other way. Offensive foul is called against Asia Wilson, her third.
Yeah, A'ja Wilson's still moving. She's leaning into it, and the refs have established over the course of the past few years, they're going to call that every time it happens.
Here's Charles. No look to play Sans. Too strong on a 3, and now Plum busting ahead. Deflected by Cloud, and then Wilson is fouled by Plaisance. And it will stay with Las Vegas after the foul.
One of the things I really like about the makeup of this Vegas team is a season ago, if Danielle Robinson was on the floor, you could double off of her because she wasn't really a deep perimeter threat. You could help off of Jackie Young some. Certainly more than you can this year, because the way she's getting her mid-range and she's expanding a little bit out to the three-point line, it's just giving their bigs more spacing than they were able to have a season ago.
Oh, nice setup. Gray to Hamby for the finish.
And there you got that. Chelsea Gray running the point.
Lead is 9 for Las Vegas. Cloud has it deflected. Mitchell able to keep it alive. Zealous, it's just not really her game.
I feel like the last couple of possessions, Washington has taken the shot that Vegas wants them to take. Whether it's Plaisance in the corner or Zealous there.
Zealous just 30% from 3 in her career. Nice D. Hines Allen just snatched it away from Wilson. Here's Charles. Out to Mitchell, a 3. Too strong. Rebound, Gray. By the way, that Hamby layup was the first bench points of the game for Las Vegas, as Wilson can't finish there.
Crazy, as they led the league in bench points a season ago, Vegas did. Different makeup this season.
And it's not a low-scoring game.
No.
84 of Vegas's 86 points have come from their starters. Cloud can't hit. These teams have gone cold now, especially Washington in this fourth.
They regressing to the mean?
Very good. Just made everybody involved in analytics so proud. Wilson back to work through the double, flips it in.
I mean, that is next level move. The double team was right there in the middle. She still collected on the blind side and finished.
An 11-point Vegas lead. Does Washington have a run left in them? That's out of bounds, deflected by Gray. It'll be Washington basketball.
A'ja Wilson is a handful. Send 1, send 2. She'll give you 2.
The WNBA on ABC is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports. In part by Gatorade Zero, all the electrolytes, zero sugar. And AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, and secure.
Natalie Williams, I thought she was a beast. She was playing for Utah.
Growing up in Australia, Lauren Jackson, she's the girl, full stop.
Candace was someone that I always would look up to on, off the court. Like she was a role model.
No question, Tamika Catchings. Her energy is just like infectious, and she worked really hard on her offensive game, you know, to get better every single year.
Growing up, I watched Diana play, and that was like the person that made me want to start playing basketball.
Well, we continue to celebrate the 25th anniversary season of the WNBA. Always love those stories about your favorite player growing up and who gets you into the game.
It's just amazing that there's this generation of players who grew up knowing nothing other than a WNBA.
Charles did not get it off in time. And it is Las Vegas basketball. I mean, Rebecca, as one of the pioneers of the league, you did not grow up with the WNBA. That was not a thought in your mind as a young player, right?
No players to watch. Very few college games on TV. These guys get to spend their entire youth. Great shot by another mid-range by Jackie Young. Watching women do this sport at the very highest level.
It's a 12-2 run for Las Vegas. Under 4 minutes to go. And Axe going the other way. An offensive foul. Atkins is called for the push-off.
Bill Lambier has to be pleased with his team's defense in this fourth quarter. And we talked about it. I think they've really forced Washington into some shots that Washington might not necessarily have wanted to take. Good defense on that last possession.
Well, how about just their defense overall in the second half? Washington scored 57 first half points. They've scored 20 thus far in the second half. And we have under 3:50 to go in the fourth. They're shooting 25% from the floor. Reminder, Chicago, LA coming up next on ABC. See if Washington has a push left in them. Zealous. Cloud flips it out. Hines Allen connects on a three. 28 points for Myisha Hines Allen.
Yeah, good stuff happens when Cloud can turn the corner and then find open teammates.
10-point Vegas lead. Nice delivery. Wilson Young couldn't finish it. And then three members of the Mystics were there, but the deflection, I believe off the hand of Zealous, just escaped them all. Gray, no. Hamby looking to flag it down, and it's going to be a foul against Hamby as Cloud got to the rebound. And Bill Lambier taking a timeout. Hines Allen trying to keep Washington alive. She is 28 on the afternoon. Vegas with three separate 20-point scores today.
Yeah, what a balanced, effective effort it has been for them on the offensive end of the floor. Liz Cambage has been terrific. Raquana Williams as well. Jackie Young has gotten in on the act. How tough is it going to be to beat this Vegas Aces team when you can look at a game like today and say, yeah, Asia Wilson's only 2 of 12, but look what the rest of her squad has done.
Which is incredible. And this is a Vegas team that came into this game #1 in the WNBA in offensive efficiency. You see why. So many weapons. Atkins, a three is good. Back-to-back threes from Hines Allen and Atkins. And it's a 7-point game. Here's Young. Young muscling in, fading away. Can't get it to drop. And another chance here for the Mystics. Here is Cloud racing in, lost it out of bounds, and it will stay with Washington.
Last possession, Washington playing through Tina Charles. Again, her comfort level with the double team and making the right passes out of it led to that three.
Atkins now with 23 points. Another three is good. Atkins is feeling it. And it's a 4-point game, a 9-0 Washington run. Williams can't stick the answer. 3 straight Mystics threes. Hines Allen clearing out Charles. Wants to take Williams. Got hit. And will shoot 2. And Atkins and Hines Allen took a scary tumble after.
Bill Lambier had a lineup and a smaller lineup to defend the three-point shot. But now you'll get Liz Cambage coming back in the game. Feet get tangled up and they both go down. But that's why he had the smaller lineup out there, trying to defend better against a three. Well, now they need a bucket. Liz Cambage coming back in the game.
Hines Allen to the line. She's 5 for 6 today and hits the first. Cambage in for Hamby. This is a 10-0 Washington run, courtesy of Hines Allen and Atkins. And Myisha Hines Allen has a 30-point afternoon. It is a 2-point game. an 11-0 Washington run. 1 minute and 25 seconds to go. Here's Wilson, handing it off to Cambage. Wilson, the deep seal, couldn't finish it. Washington the rebound, a chance to tie or take the lead. Atkins, the three, no. Rebound Hines Allen, she got fouled. And Myisha Hines Allen is fired up. 2 free throws to tie it.
Washington has done what they've needed to do on the defensive end, getting stops, offensively scoring, and then here just heart, hustle, muscle by Myisha Hines Allen getting to the free throw line.
Hines Allen with 30 points, 13 rebounds, and now concern about Jackie Young, who's grabbing at her right knee. As Hines Allen hits the first free throw. Young is going to check out Hamby in for the Aces. Young has been an absolutely critical piece for the Aces, and Allen ties it. Myisha Hines Allen with 32 points. It is a 13-0 Washington run to tie this game at 90. Well, it looked like the Aces were about to run away and hide, but then a barrage from 3 led by Hines Allen and Atkins.
Yeah, they were just able to come down, get good looks. Cloud with a dribble penetration and kick. Tina Charles recognizing the double team, moving the ball around for a 3. And then Atkins hitting one that was contested. It started at one end, Ryan. They got the stops they needed and then offensively took advantage. Now, if you're Bill Lambier, you have to look to go through Liz Cambage. Get her a touch inside.
Bring it. Yeah, get it in a 1. Get this lineman. Age to the pick. Come off hard. Plum. Back pick Liz into the post. Okay? Look to go inside. Not back to Asia. Plum pick and get out. Asia's one-on-one with spotters. We are.
Get your 2 bigs in the places they're most comfortable. Back screen to get Cambage on the low block where she can get to work. If she's not open, you go to Asia Wilson at the free throw line area. That's her comfort zone. I thought last time down the floor, they should have gotten the ball into Liz Cambage at the low post, not at the high post.
A 13-0 Washington run in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds has tied this game at 90 with 1 minute even remaining in the 4th. Williams to inbound. Jackie Young remains out after seemingly tweaking her right leg. Here is Gray around the Wilson screen, looking into Cambage. Gets it to her with Charles on her back. Cambage draws 2, finds Plum. Williams a jumper. Rims off. Wilson cleaning it up and putting Vegas back in front.
You play through your strengths. They go to Liz Cambage inside. She's going to draw help side. That gets the defense to shift. They don't get the shot off. Help side comes. You pass, but what happens now? Your players are in rotation, so they can't get the clean box out. Great job by Wilson to be there for the O board.
Now, something to be conscious of here for Washington. 2-for-1 opportunity. So you give yourself a chance to play straight up defense if you shoot early enough and miss. Taking a look at the upcoming WNBA schedule. Next on ABC, the Sky head west to take on the Sparks in LA. Tuesday on CBS Sportsnet, it's Dallas and Phoenix. Then on Wednesday, Indiana and Chicago. For more on these games, go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. Each team in the bonus. Atkins, a jumper, no good. Wilson the rebound, but now Washington can play straight up defense. And check that, Washington actually had a foul to give. Now, the interesting part of it is you only really want to give it in that situation when you're playing the clock game if you're getting beat and need to. Now Washington does not have one to give. About an 8-second difference game in shot clock. Mystics will play straight up D. Go for a stop. Vegas a 2-point lead. Gray massaging her way inside. Atkins falls. Gray can't hit. Knocked out of bounds. And it is going to be Washington ball. But they will take a look at it. And to the naked eye, it looked like it may have hit the Mystics last. As Hamby stormed in to make an impact on the offensive glass. Yeah, looks like it last hits the right hand of Cloud.
Yeah.
Out of bounds play.
And we've said it every time that there's been a late game replay, how important the call on the floor is, because it has to be clear and conclusive to overturn it. I think it is clear and conclusive in this case, Ryan, at least based on that one replay we saw.
Yeah. Initially, you see Hamby get in there, and it hits her left hand, but then it looks like it stays on the right hand of Cloud. And would be Las Vegas ball, leading by 2. Yeah.
Yeah, on that one.
Looks like it hits the hand of Cloud last. And so if that's the case, Rebecca, then Washington, unless they're able to come up with an immediate steal, will have to foul.
Yeah.
Washington has 1 timeout remaining. Vegas with 2. Both teams are now in the bonus. Is it clear? Is it conclusive?
Yes,
it appears to be.
I think so.
And in these situations, sometimes, too, it could take a little bit longer as they just try and get the clock precisely right as well.
In college, it has to be irrefutable, right? Isn't that their language?
I believe that's correct.
I would call it that as well.
A reminder, the Sky and the Sparks coming up next on ABC. Pam Ward, LaChina Robinson will have the call that one for you. They're going to make sure and get the clock right as well after possession is determined. That's the next thing that they take care of. And, you know, oftentimes a little time is put back on the clock. Maybe this goes up to, say, 10.4 seconds remaining. 10.3. Somewhere in that range. Just a unforeseen comeback with Washington down 13 with 3:20 to go, going on a 13-0 run to tie it at 90. Then the Asia Wilson putback puts the Aces back in front.
Been overturned. Going to be a Las Vegas ball. The Washington player continued through contact until the ball went out of bounds.
Yes.
So it was indeed clear and conclusive. It is Vegas basketball. And Washington, unless they come up with a steal very quickly, is going to have to put Vegas at the line. Aces, a 2-point lead. 10.4 to go in this fourth quarter as they adjusted the clock slightly. Vegas does have 2 timeouts remaining if they have trouble with the inbound. Gray trying to get it in, floats it back to Plum. Cloud trying to flag her down, and does. With 8.6 remaining, Kelsey Plum is going to shoot 2 free throws to try and make this a 2-possession game. You see the numbers from the line in the half. For the game, Vegas 20 for 23. Plum hits the first to make it a 3-point game. Career 87% from the line. Trying to make it a 4-point game. She does. Big free throws from Plum. Washington will take its final timeout and advance the basketball with 8.6 to go, and the Aces leading by 4. Coming up next on ABC, Allie Quigley back from her hamstring injury. The 3-time All-Star, the 2-time 6th Woman of the Year, ready to help lead the Sky against LA. That's coming up next right here on ABC. All right, Rebecca, well, Washington now out of timeouts. So, and with 8.6 left, you have to try and get a quick 3 here, right?
Elevator, right? And Ariel's coming to get you right there. Down the lane, Ariel step out if we don't have it. We're just looking for a quick one. All right, Maya, you got to get behind the 3 over here after Lay goes through, okay? No timeouts, get a score, turn around, foul right away, okay? Here we go. Together, 1, 2, 3, together.
Yeah, especially because they don't have any timeouts. You have to go for 3. And just because we've seen it recently, Vegas needs to make sure they do not foul before the ball is inbounded.
What that would mean is 1 free throw plus retaining possession. Washington 10 of 29 from 3 today. Cloud will trigger in. 8.6 to go in the 4th. Vegas a 4-point lead. Cloud gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell finds Atkins. A deep 3 is good. It's a 1-point game. 3.9 to go. And a timeout taken by Bill Lambier. 29 points now for Ariel Atkins, with Hines Allen having scored 32.
Just pops out. I mean, Raquana Williams is right there with a hand up. Good defense because you don't want to get too close to foul. Big shot by Ariel Atkins.
Well, this game is right in line with the way the season's gone
Pretty
thus far.
much, isn't it?
To be out here boxing out and get it on the dead run. I'll sub on the free throw. The guards, 2 guards running. Maya run in the middle. Tina, you take it out and trail. We got to go, okay? All right, together. 1, 2, 3, together.
Well, you heard the instructions there from Mike Tebow. 3.9 to go in the 4th. Ariel Atkins, a career-high 29 points now. A 1-point Las Vegas lead. They do have 1 timeout remaining if they have any trouble with the inbound. Washington out of timeouts. Gray gets it into Wilson. She's fouled. And now Asia Wilson is going to shoot 2 free throws. Try and increase this Vegas lead. And then Washington will have 3.1 to try and swiftly get it up the floor, as Mike Tebow just talked about. Big free throws here from Wilson. The first one is good. Asia Wilson has hit 25 straight free throws. A 2-point Vegas lead. Washington is going to have to get up the floor in a hurry and hope for a prayer. Second free throw from Wilson is good. It's a 3-point game. Tina Charles to inbound. Floats it, knocked away by Wilson. She comes up with a steal, and that will seal it. Asia Wilson with game-winning plays down the stretch of what was a tough afternoon. And the Las Vegas Aces hold on for a 96-93 win over Washington. For our producer, Lori Privatera, our director, Ken Dennis, the Hall of Famer, Rebecca Lobo, and our entire WNBA crew, I'm Ryan Rucco. So long from Washington, Chicago, and LA. Coming up next on ABC.